was really wonderful to be able to get my own funding in the lab and also to be a part of this organization. I'm still a part of this organization even after my funding ended because it's such a wonderful group of people dedicated to a very important cause. I had such a great time as a postdoc in Lou's lab. I saw what a great lab could be like, and I wanted to have my own lab. I wanted to have my own research direction with my own postdocs and students to mentor. It's kind of a long process. The first step is really when you start, is to do a postdoc. And when you start your postdoc, you first have to get funding to fund your postdoc, to pay your salary. And then you need to do experiments and publish papers on your findings, and then get more funding. And the Hope Funds Fellowship was really an instrumental part of that. That was the first postdoctoral fellowship that I got. And that allowed me to do the experiments and publish the results that I did to get funding to start my own independent lab and to show the different academic institutions that I applied to that I could obtain funding and I could have a research program that was productive. I study cancer metabolism. I primarily focus on lung cancer, but I also study pancreatic cancer and a little bit leukemia as well. And I try to understand how the metabolism of cancer cells is different from normal cells so that we can design drugs against the types of metabolism that is operant in cancers so that we can specifically target the cancer without hurting the normal tissues in the body. And one type of metabolism that I've been studying recently is the ability of a cancer to make some of the building blocks to make protein. And normal tissues, with the exception of a few select tissues in the body, don't do this. But a cancer can turn on this ability that it wouldn't normally have if it was just healthy tissue. And so if we can block this ability, we wouldn't hurt the normal lung, we wouldn't hurt the normal pancreas, we would only hurt the tumor. And so these are the types of things that I'm trying to find, these specific types of metabolism that are only working in the tumor and not in the healthy tissue. It's really great to see very successful people, but also people like me who are in their infancy, and talk to them about the types of science they're doing and how things are going for them. And we get together and discuss science, but also it's like a family getting together. I get to see these people maybe once a year, a couple times a year, and it's like everyone coming back together. As science gets more and more complex, as we see that cancer is very complicated, I think collaboration is really necessary because you can't be the expert in all aspects of cancer biology. And so you need to work with people that have an expertise that you don't necessarily have yourself. There is competition. Competition can be healthy. It makes us work harder. Sometimes there's a little bit of unhealthy competition, but in general, it's just part of the environment. When funding is low, people need, they kind of hang on to what they have and they compete with others to get that grant, to get that paper out so they can get that grant. And so there's a level of healthy competition, but sometimes unhealthy because of the funding situation as it is. I got that funding at a critical time when I was first starting out, and it was really important for me to get my own funding so that I could produce excellent data and drive my project forward. But it was also a really great group of people with scientists who are working on outstanding questions, and we had these meetings where we could talk about what everyone was working on, and they could provide advice to me in my project. And I think that was really important, and it was definitely very inspirational to me, yes.